Anaconda is the masterpiece you've been waiting all year for! We got 4 friends all going through a midlife crisis here. Paul Rudd plays Paul Rudd as a failed actor who can only get acting jobs sometimes. Jack Black, who plays Jack Black, is a guy who makes wedding videos instead of pursuing a filmmaking career. Steve Zahn plays Steve Zahn as a bumbling idiot who likes to drink and get high. Thandie Newton plays Claire, and she's a recently divorced chick. When Paul Rudd here gets fired from an acting gig, he gets the rights to Anaconda, or so you think, and he pitches the idea to his other friends, rebooting that amazing Anaconda film with Ice Cube and J-Lo, but this one is better! The plans are in motion and they set off to make this film, and it all goes to hell right quick. I will say this looks and feels like a streaming movie overall, and it's something you'd probably find on Netflix, but I'm sure glad I made it to the theaters to see this flawless, amazing film. The cinematography is absolute perfection. It delivers nothing technically new, but it's great. The music in here was flawless. That Anaconda song made me wanna pull out my snake too, but shit. It ain't no damn Anaconda. You actually gotta hit up the BBC for that one. The whole setup to the story is an absolute masterpiece, especially when they show them as kids, where they're very passionate about making films, and they make this amazing film as kids. And you know, Paul Rudd here was the absolute star, so you just know it's gonna be amazing. I do think it's something that Hollywood should aspire to do. Hopefully one day, or you know, just let it all crash and burn while you're at it. The comedy in here is absolutely flawless, but for some reason I was laughing more to the smashing machine where The Rock punches a damn door! But it doesn't matter, because comedy doesn't need to be funny at all. All you have to do is cast Jack Black and Paul Rudd to make a PG-13 Anaconda film, and life's amazing. All the funny jokes in here were from the trailers, which makes this film even better, because when it plays again, you laugh harder to convince yourself you've never seen it before. The whole concept to this film was actually decently good, about them making an Anaconda film and then a massive anaconda hunting them. I thought it was absolute perfection in here, and it reminds me of a film called Tropic Thunder, made for people who aren't soft, and Robert Downey Jr. playing a black dude, cause he's the most chocolate dude ever!
What do you mean, you people?
He's even better than chocolate boy Denzel Washington!
My nigga.
There was also a whole subplot about those folks getting some gold and shit, and they had this queen who acted in the film, and then she got the old bye-bye turn it off in here. And then they just ran away from the gold. I thought, why are you guys doing that? It doesn't make any sense. But then it makes sense because they don't care about gold anyway. They could have used that gold to make this movie that they were making, but they decided not to. Absolutely amazing. But it's okay, we don't need that lame subplot to come up again, because this is a masterpiece we all wanted. They made quite a few references to the OG Anaconda film, not so much to that sequel because they didn't really like it, I guess. I thought that shit was also amazing. And then they had damn Ice Cube and J-Lo show up in here, and I thought, damn, that actually makes sense, because this is the best film ever created. This is the best Anaconda movie ever. Then there's this part in the film where this whole crew shows up on a boat, and they're saying they're making the Anaconda reboot, and it turned out Paul Rudd boy here did not have the rights to make this film amazing, and he just gotta spice things up to make the story better than it actually is. When the Anaconda didn't eat Jack Black, I thought, you know, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Then you realize, oh, it's Jack Black. That explains why the Anaconda threw him up. He didn't want to taste all that shit! The whole ending was an absolute clusterfuck, and I loved it because nobody got the bye-bye turn it off in here. And they had such an opportunity to make this hard R for all of us people who enjoyed the other Anaconda films as guilty pleasures here, but they didn't need to make it hard R because this was the best ending ever created. Paul Rudd here lights up that Anaconda on the film set of the Anaconda reboot with a flare and some propane tanks, and that poor Anaconda got the bye-bye turn it off in here. The entire time I was rooting for that snake as it carried so much emotion to it. It was just trying to say, please leave my territory. I own this jungle. And when it got the bye-bye turn it off, I lost it. I f***ing lost it. I just had the tears running down my face and shit, and I thought, wow, these white chocolates here are so bad for you. And then they premiered their amateur Anaconda film, and they're so proud of it. And you know, I would too, cause I made masterpieces as well.
What the f*** you want, bitch?
See in the spirit well, bitch. Overall, this is a big BBC out of 10 for the biggest snake I'd ever seen. This was a masterclass in art and direction. And I'm surprised A24 didn't buy this and add it to their catalog of art pieces here. This was the best comedy of the year! Even though it wasn't even a comedy and I didn't even laugh that much at all, this was still the best comedy of the year because you have Paul Rudd, Jack Black, Steve Zahn, and some random chick named Thandie Newton or whatever that Mocha Queen is.
Bitch!
And to all the people who thought that Anaconda deserved it, you get the bye-bye turn it off!
What the f*** you want, bitch?